Well, it's Sunday morning uh, out here in the Conecuh National Forest. Yesterday we had that rain that came through, a little front blew through, came through pretty fast. We may have had a tenth of an inch of rain, just enough to get things on the surface nice and wet and make things interesting, make things challenging. We hunkered down under our shelters until it blew through, uh, and then went about our business. Uh, Today we're experiencing something a little different than yesterday. Yesterday, when it was 78 degrees, everything we did, uh, we worked up a sweat, and we were constantly moving to the shade in order to keep cool. Uh, After that front blew through, and we were building up our evening fire, getting ready for the evening, uh, the air started getting quite cool, and we began adding on layers. And overnight it was quite chilly. Got down into the lower 40s. Nothing bad, but definitely something that will make you put on more layers. And today it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. I think it's supposed to get up into the lower 60s, so it's an ideal day to be out here in the woods. And yesterday's hunting and fishing, Brian was a lot more successful than I was. Uh, he caught 3 that he went ahead and released because he was unfamiliar with uncertain about the size limitations and that sort of thing. But he and the guys have hiked back that mile. They've gone back to fish this morning, and I'm going to try again to put a squirrel in the pot. And with the wind blowing as it has been, I haven't heard anything barking, nothing scurrying around. But maybe the wind will lay down in a little bit, and I'll get about some of that. Location: I'm in a spot several hundred yards from where we have our camp set up. It's a beautiful spot. In fact, when I found it yesterday, I thought, hey, why don't we move camp and get over here? And I said, no, we'll stay where we're at, and keep this, make a mental note of this as an opportunity for the next time. I do want to say that I am really proud of these young guys, the way they're handling themselves, the way they're coping with being out here away from all of the normal amenities that they're used to. They're really good guys, and I'm proud of them. They've got a lot of learning yet to do, and there's things that I continually have to re-emphasize, and I don't want to say reteach, but they're, for the training that they've been receiving over the course of between spring and now, these guys are doing really good. And I think that's one of the important things that we have to remember, especially working with young people, is that their minds are going in 1,000 directions at one time, and to slow down enough to be right here in the present, where the reality is here and now, and it's a different reality than we're familiar with. It's not part of our normal life. We were talking last night around the campfire a little bit, and one of the things that I emphasized is that we come out here and do this for pleasure. There may come a time when, and surely somewhere, sometime, somebody's going to find themselves in a survival situation where, if they don't have skills to overcome the adversity, they're going to be in serious trouble. And even with the best skills, a survival situation is not fun. It's not fun in games. But one of the things I was explaining to the guys is that uh, in former times, this was a way of life. Uh, this was normal to be out here and to have some type of connection with the natural surroundings, understand what plants can be used for what particular purposes, and what to do with different scenarios that crop up. That's a normal way of life, or it was a normal way of life. And now we live in houses. We have our conveniences. We have, if we need to be entertained, we can turn on the television, we can turn on the radio. Uh, Out here, our entertainment is the leaves falling from the trees, the squirrels barking, and the birds singing. Uh, the way the sun casts its light in different ways, to begin to uh, uh, recognize and identify how this is going to be. This setting is always the same, and it's always changing, and all at the same time. And it's a beautiful thing. Uh, uh, I just wanted to do a little update on where we're at in this great adventure, and I think the guys are having an adventure. Uh, it's it's a different thing to come out here and spend several days with a tarp for a house, and enjoy it. And they seem to be genuinely enjoying what they're doing and having fun, and they're learning, and that's what it's all about. And right now I'm going to turn this camera off, and I'm going to walk back over to the camp, and I'm going to see what I can do about putting a squirrel in a pot.